Do we see a team taking it to the next level? St Kilda brought in some recruits. GWS, maybe before the injuries, looked like they might have just been able to take that final last step to the promised land.
So do you mean take it to the next level or a major jump?
Either.
Yes, Sydney.
The
two aspects of that were they missed Errol Gulden more than any other team missed any other midfielder. When he came back, I think they won 75 or 80% of their games.
He's such a difference maker.
Oh, he just kicks the ball. It's stunning the way he kicks the ball, and he gets it a fair bit. He's a star.
He provides the real class that Heaney and Warner don't quite have in the midfield. I think Heaney's class in the forward line
is a different type of class.
Is unbelievable.
It's aerial.
Yeah.
It's people say, oh, he's a midfielder. He's still a big guy.
He's a big man.
Yeah. Isaac's still a big guy. He's a big midfielder who can go forward, do what he does.
And then Warner's the chaos and the
power,
the breakaway.
Yeah.
But then Gulden on the outside, he's the class.
He surgically takes you apart.
He's the connector that sort of just... He can get 3 or 4 disposals from full back to full forward, and the ball doesn't touch the ground because every time it's coming off his boot.
Well, every person he kicks to doesn't break step.
Exactly right.
You and I before were watching a few disposals that were going 4 or 5 metres under a bit of pressure. Handball hits the ground, bounces once up to the player, so not too much harm done, but it takes his eyes down, and by the time he brings his eyes back up, he's tackled.
And things have
changed. If it goes straight, he can do that straight away. It's a massive difference when you can distribute the ball like he does. Given everything's an if he stays fit and he is out there, he now is kicking to a bloke who knows how to kick goals. Joel Amati has been at times fantastic, and then other times erratic. Charlie's a star. I think if you can get Gulden will be an addition to this team. And Charlie's just going to be massive for them. I think they can go into the top 4.
Do you worry about... Because all of the rules, every rule in pretty much every sport of the last 10 years has been geared towards helping scoring, helping the offense. I mean, you look at the NBA, you look at the NFL, you look at the AFL. With the stand rule, everything is helping the offense to score. Does that then also just put more pressure on your defense? As Sydney's defense, you've got McCartan down there, but he's sort of in and out with concussions and injuries. Jai Sarong comes in from Hawthorn. He's got big raps on him, but couldn't get a game at Hawthorn.
He's a good player, though.
He looks great. He looks great, but he hasn't played.
They invested 1.8 million in 2 blokes. They're gonna.
And Sicily's back there. It's a tough one to sort of break into.
Yeah.
But are they just going to be like a Western Bulldogs? Are they going to score 110 points every week and lose against the top teams?
They've always been capable of defending. They've got a pretty good team defence. I think they'll be all right down back. I think they'll be okay. They're pretty miserly. They kick it pretty well coming forward as well. The kid Bice, another year in him. He's a lovely kick. Blakey's so important to them. I agree with that. They are one stopper short.
Just one shutdown.
Of a really good build. Yeah.
Just like what Sam Collins is at Gold Coast. He's not going to take a huge number of intercept marks. He's not going to jump off your stat sheet, but he just sort of shuts down.
At Gold Coast, yeah.
He just sort of shuts down one person one-on-one. He just halves a contest here and there.
He's a pro.
And sometimes you just need that player.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Then outside of Sydney...
Grundy was awesome for them last year.
And he's athletic. So this rule helps him, I think.
So if you get those 3 boys in the middle of the ground and you've got that star up forward and you have a reasonably good, tight team defence...
They're going to be hard to stop.
They did it the year before. I think they're going to push to the top 4.
They're going to be really hard to stop. Yeah. Who else is in the top 4? Because there's a lot of teams saying, well, we should be in the top 4.
Yeah.
Like
Brisbane will get there.
Brisbane
will get there.
Hawthorn you'd expect to improve just naturally.
It won't be... I've got a feeling Hawthorn might have a pretty good season. They might win 14, 15. They mightn't finish in the top 4. Yeah, I don't think it's just always going to be an upward plane. I think the Hawks will take a dip somewhere, and that could be an injury year. Will they? If Will Day doesn't play for the year, they probably can't reach the same heights.
Any other teams? So Sydney, Hawthorn.
They're the main jumper for me, Sydney.
Brisbane, I think.
Brisbane are there.
Brisbane's going to be in everyone's sort of.
They've lost some
echelon.
good players, but for the stocks they've got, those players that have gone are completely and utterly replaceable within week 1.
Oh, the fact that they lose like a Kalarchi sort of type, and we've forgotten that they've got Link McCarthy on the sidelines, who, when he was in, was a really good sort of medium forward.
Yeah.
Kitty Coleman looks like he's filled out a little bit, and he was almost best on ground in the grand final and did not touch the football for the entire second half.
Yeah.
And he was almost best on ground. And I'm going, well, he's still to come back.
Yeah.
They've just got players everywhere.
Then you got Oscar Allen, and I know he's been injured again, but Big Sam Draper, when he comes back, there's a very, very good ruckman to add to their stock. So they're making it.
To a very, very good midfield.
They're making it. They're the deepest midfield in it.
It's unbelievable how they've built their squad.
In fact, if they didn't even have to put someone like Cam Rayner on the half-forward flank, if he started in the midfield, they're still the deepest midfield.
Yep.
So their blokes outside of the midfield who are coming in as the B team are still AAA grade players. Yeah, so they've got the best. They've got the best chance. It's just theoretically so hard to win 3 in a row.
And things just like everything, I assume,
It's got to drop into place.
has to go right. Give me, this is a real question without notice.
Yeah.
Because this is a tough one. Because it's, do you have a player that you just think he's in, he's next, he's ready to just explode, he's ready to go to that next level? Is there a player that you feel has that capability?
Well, I'd love to say it's my partner's boy, Archie May. Archie's going to be a reasonably good player.
And he's going to get a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. So, but I think you're talking about going to taking the competition.
Maybe taking the competition by storm, but also just providing a massive boost to a certain team.
Jeepers.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. So I think one that I was going to, because my entire preseason predictions, I was all in on GWS finally taking that next step. It felt like
I was last year.
It felt like they've got to do it eventually. I thought Tom Green was going to take the next step now that he's got Clayton Oliver and he can play a little bit more on the outside. Toby Green last night, he looks as good as ever. Jesse Hogan looks great. Their back line is set.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Taylor and Buckley.
And I was like...
Connor Iden.
And I was like, Aaron Cadman, he kicked 6 goals a couple times towards the end of last year. And it looked like, you could probably speak to this more as a generational forward, it looked like he just had this, almost like this epiphany of like, he took a contested mark, and it's like when he stood up, he goes...
That's not that hard.
I'm bigger than these blokes. I can do this. Like I'm strong. I can take these marks. And then for the rest of that game, he looked unstoppable. And the next game, he looked unstoppable. And I was like, maybe he could take that next step and kick 50 goals, kick 60 goals, and be a really, really, really good second fiddle. And that would just take GWS.
I think he's going to get
level.
better. I think he's going to get better. You do learn the role.
Is there a moment in a forward's career, or is it? Or an off-season where you just go, oh, I've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. Yeah. It can happen. I think you go to training. And pre-season 1985, I was a regular player for 83 and 84, played centre-half forward, played every game. And then pre-season in my 3rd year, I remember sitting back going, I'm beating every bloke they throw at me at training, and not just beating them, I'm having my way with them. And by the end of the year, I end up winning the best and fairest. But it's true, if you're in a good team as a forward who gets more, you learn different ways to beat different players, and you make it up on the run. Cadman will get better gradually by that syndrome, because they're a pretty good team, a pretty good midfield. Yeah, it's going to be a big loss, Tom Green. That's a massive loss.
I just thought he was going to be that. I thought he was going to take the the Rao development, where we sort of saw Rao a couple of years ago as an inside beast, a tackling machine, a clearance beast. And then towards the end of 2023, it seemed like he started to get a little bit more of that outside ball. And then last year, he was breaking away from stoppage and he was receiving handballs.
And that's because the rules changed. You remember he used to take the ball, he'd get tackled and he'd keep driving his legs and he'd chainsaw his upper body trying to get through. And the umpires went, "Oh, you're making a legitimate attempt. Now give it to me, ball up." They're not allowing him to do that anymore. So he recognises he's getting done for holding the ball. So he has to change his game a little bit, and that's benefited him. It's rounded him out as a player. The player, I think, well, I've been chatting, he might still be 12 months off. Sam Layla. I think he's got some goods about him. He's a bit Cam Rayner-ish, but might be a bit more durable in the midfield than someone like Rayner. He might have a bigger tank than Cam Rayner. That's amazing though, that this day and age, you can be a midfielder and not have a great tank. It sounds weird, but it's Johnny Platten. He ran the second best rover in the game out of the game. Richard Loveridge played in 2 premierships, and Johnny Platten wouldn't change off the ball. Just wouldn't change. He'd run 4 quarters on the ball. He'd run his opponents into the ground. Rob Harvey would run 4 quarters on the ball. In fact, teams would tag Rob Harvey, and on their whiteboard before the game, they'd have opening bounce until 15-minute mark of the third quarter. Jarrah, you are tagging Rob Harvey. 15-minute mark to the end of the game. Derm, you've got Rob Harvey. Because they knew no one could run with him. Imagine that. Dane Swan hears that. When I talked to Swanee about it, and he goes, "Oh, that's too hard. Give me 7 minutes, 5 minutes on the bench. I'll come back for another 7. Give me another 7 or 8 minutes on the bench and I'll come back again." But these blokes were endurance beasts. So someone like Cam Rayner can run, but you still have to have that endurance. But he can run all right. But it helps if you can spend longer on the ball and not lose your drive and power because you've got that endurance. So I think he'll build,
especially for those power midfielders like a Cam Rayner, like a Lawler. Whereas like an Errol Gulden, he's been on the record, he wants to play 100% of game time. He got close a couple times towards the end of last year. I think there were a couple games where he's about 96%. But he wants to play 100% full-time.
It's amazing, though, because the only ones who play 100% are key backs and key forwards. And they still run pretty a fair way. They don't sprint as much as they used to.
But I guess with the interchange limits, Dean Cox is probably telling him, build your tank a little bit more and we can play you 100%. It's going to save us 4 or 5 rotations a game, and that's huge for us. So maybe they might just give him the license to run out 100%.
Yeah, everybody knows what every other team wants to do. The opposition, how they want to tag. You pretty well know about 95% of what they're going to do before you run out in the ground. So you work out who your opposition is, and he can work out, is Errol going to get tagged today? If he's not, run him for 100%. He's just going to run around. His opponent will be within 5 metres, get to him when he can, but other than that, it's not a hard tag. You get the ball 25 to 30 times, he's going to kick the eyes out of it. It's a huge benefit. It's interesting, the rotation. We stumbled onto that, talking about young Layla, as he builds his tank. I think in 2027, I think he will be a ripper.
Just as Richmond, all of those Richmond youngsters start to sort of...
Oh, they're 5 years away.
It's sort of that, maybe 2027, they're pushing for for the top 10,
they'll win more
8.
games,
And they're in a lot more games, and he gets more opportunities to have big moments, which is sort of what those power mids have. Like, Cam Rayner doesn't necessarily ever have 25 touches, but he might have 6 or 7 really
moments where he just
big
breaks
moments.
it over.
Like prelim final against Collingwood, didn't go near the football. In 5 or 6 minutes, he'd kicked 2 goals and had 4 stiff arms, and I go, well, that's what you got him for.
Yeah.
Geordie De Goey, 2023
Same
grand
thing,
final,
yeah.
just a couple, or the prelim final, sorry, just had a few moments where he just breaks through a couple lines, breaks through a couple of stoppages, and you go, that's why you get a big, powerful win.
Yeah.
Not to get 25. That's for your Errol Guldens. That's for your Nick Dacos.
Anyone can run on the ball.
Just get 12 really, really big, powerful moments from him.
Yeah. You got 3 blokes on the ball underneath the ruckman. Anyone can run on the ball and kind of find the ball. You can almost find it by accident. It's when you get the ball.
What can you do?
What do you do to the advantage of the team? And the players that, if I'm sitting in a coach's box, I'm going, how do I deal with this? It's a bloke like Butters who wants to go that way. You're Butters' opponent, and he goes, stop me.
You start
bang.
You start playing tag.
Yeah. Or De Goey who goes, Zach, bang, and goes past.
Straight through you.
They're the ones you can't.
The line breakers.
Yes, you cannot set up a defence to say, right, it's on our terms. Once that line is broken by Butters, De Goey, Rayner, Danger, the back line are going, oh, no.
Everyone pulls out of position.
Yeah, what do we do? They're the blokes who've got to have those moments. Yeah.
It's a fascinating one.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about. We've completely run out of time. It's 4:50. But that was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Cool.
State of Origin, bit of pre-season stuff.
Cool. Who do you think, before we go, who do you think's going to jump?
I genuinely thought GWS, but I'm looking at the injuries and I go,
Yeah.
oh, Tom Green, that's a huge loss.
I think.
Sam Taylor, that's a big loss. Toby Bedford did his hamstring, so he's going to miss round 1 and maybe round 2. And I'm going, well, there's another aspect here, midfield gone. And I'm going, oh no. It's boring. Brisbane is the obvious answer.
Yeah.
It's just so obvious. But it's
so deep. You just.
But I'm looking at it going, for every team I can look at it and go, so Collingwood at their best, I'm going, they can win it. But I go, there's a lot of things that could very easily go wrong. If they lose Darcy Moore, I'm going, well, their backline's done. If they lose Jeremy Howe, I'm going, they're not going to stop anyone. And they don't have anyone to come in and cover that. I'm looking at Hawthorn and go, if they lose John Newcombe, all right, well, they're not going to get a clearance.
Yeah.
I look at Brisbane, I go, well, what if they lose, Logan Morris? Oscar Allen, he kicked 50 goals for West Coast and they barely kicked 50 goals for the year. He's going to come in. Yeah. What if they lose Lockie Neal or Will Ashcroft? Oh, you got Dan Annable and Hugh McCluggage and Josh Dunkley to come. All right. Where's their hole? I'm looking at anything can go wrong and they're going to be able to cover the majority of it.
Third tall defender.
I'm looking at him just going, I just don't know.
Darcy Gardner, he's a little bit old now. He's a very good player. He might be over the hill. He got a Premiership medallion, I think it was awesome. And he actually played really, really well. He's a very good player. But they went into the season thinking, we'll keep Darcy as a backup. We think it's passing him by. They end up having to use him. Yeah, and he was fantastic.
Because Jack Payne goes down with an injury. And now Jack Payne comes back. And I go, well, these blokes are just got players.
They get bombing up from everywhere.
Well, these players are coming from... So I'm just looking at the contingencies and I'm going, Brisbane just had... It seems like Brisbane have plan A, B, C, D, E and F. And I'm looking at all the other teams. You might have a plan B, but you probably don't have a plan C. And Brisbane, it seems like they got the whole alphabet of plans at this point.
We'll chat about it next time. So the reigning Premiership team, the reigning Premiership coach, hand him the stats. He goes, yeah, look, give us a look at that. Yeah, that's good. And then he coaches the team. Not about stats.
Not the stats.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Which is something that we do have to talk about.
Yeah. He's a man who believes heart and soul. Because if it goes on stats, he doesn't even play Charlie Cameron in last year's grand final. He doesn't get a game.
That's trust. That's
a belief.
Just an implicit connection of going, I know you're going to stand up. He comes in the grand final, kicks a bag, and I go, Fags was right again. But that is something that we're going to talk about because it is a big difference between seemingly what Chris Fagan has done versus the exact opposite at Hawthorn, and Sam Mitchell's using ChatGPT to help his opposition analysis and how to talk to his players. And I'm going, these are two very, very different coaches and somewhat both successful.
Yeah.
But very, very different. But that's a next time.
Yeah.
So we need a fair bit of time to work through that one.
I'm going to have to look up GBT to know what I'm talking about now. I don't know.